question that I get asked a lot is, how do I get rid of my sugar cravings? I'm addicted to sugar. I don't know what to do. I just crave candy all the time, or whether that be sugar in the form of like actual candy, or the sugar in the form of starch. So breads, pitas, wheat, things like that. Because what that is, although it doesn't seem like sugar, it is basically the same molecule, which is the glucose molecule, hooked together in longer chains. So it just takes longer to break down, but essentially when it is broken down, it is the same as a simple sugar. Here are some of my top tips on how to get rid of those sugar cravings and how to transition out of a high sugar, high carb lifestyle, if that is something that you are looking for. Number one, drink more water. I make sure that the first thing I do in the morning is to drink at least 3/4 of this bottle. Now I don't know how much this is, but I'm guessing it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 cups maybe. 3 cups in this one bottle, or maybe 2.5. I think 12 ounces probably. So drink that. It'll help you start the day hydrated, and a lot of times you confuse hunger with thirst, or thirst with the opposite. You confuse thirst with hunger. So when you're thirsty and you are not entirely hungry, you just want to snack on something. So what do you reach for? You reach for the chips, you reach for the cookies, you reach for the gummy worms, you reach for the Kit Kat bar. So number one is to always stay hydrated. If within the next 10 minutes after you hydrate yourself with at least 1 cup of water, you still find yourself to be hungry, then you probably are hungry and you should have something to eat. Number two, what should I eat if I don't have so much carbs, if I don't have so much sugar? So many things. What I like to do is get some protein in. So I would, what makes a really great quick snack is those sliced deli meats. Try to opt for all natural and less nitrates as possible, no sugar added. Look at the ingredients in the back, you'll be actually surprised how much things that they actually put in there just to make things taste good. But if you're not given the option, then it's better than eating the candy. So I would take maybe five of those deli rolls, maybe roll it up with a pickle, and asparagus, and then eat that. And it makes a really cute appetizer. In fact, why don't you just think appetizer? I'm hungry and I want to eat something. What do I eat on besides candy and carbs and all that? Think about restaurant appetizers. So you have like deviled eggs. Hard-boiled eggs are actually one of my go-to foods whenever I go anywhere. They got their own shell, so they have their own container. I don't have to put them in anything. They're a great source of protein. 7 grams of protein, 5 grams of healthy fats, and they're great for on the go. What else? Another appetizer, pickles. I also have a few recipes on my blog that are incredibly delicious, and a lot of them actually taste sweet, but they don't use sugar at all. I wonder what's the secret ingredient. I guess you'll have to find out by clicking the link that I'll put down in the description below so that you can go on to the recipe side of my blog. Tip number 4 would to be also including more healthy fats so you don't feel the energy crash throughout the day and feel hungry all the time. A lot of you know that I follow a paleo keto diet, and that is essentially an all-natural, wholesome based diet with a very specific macronutrient, it being very, very low carb, moderate protein, and moderate to high fat. So my general meals, if you ever look on Instagram, I would have a source of protein, so let's say chicken, and then a source of fat, so let's say coconut oil, and I'll eat that together. I don't even bother with the carbs because there's minimally processed carbs in like protein and things like that, and generally when you do fuel yourself with carbs, you'll experience those energy crashes that make you more cranky, more anxious, and a lot more tired throughout the day, and a lot more hungry too. And when you're a lot more hungry, nobody really reaches for the broccoli. If you do, good for you. A lot of us, when we're hungry, we just get cranky. It's not a great feeling. So, not saying that you have to do the keto paleo diet like myself, but whatever diet that you are following right now, try including more fats, more protein in it. So for example, you can have more chicken, you can have more eggs, you could add more coconut oil, which is a very healthy fat actually, more butter, more extra virgin olive oil. I would start with maybe 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons more if you have a sensitive digestion, and then work your way up to maybe even, let's say, 4 to 5, depending on how hungry you are, your body type, what your diet is like, and how bad those sugar cravings are. I used to be addicted to sugar all the single time. And in fact, I can actually remember when I was still in high school / elementary school, after dinner, I would have myself a little party where I would sit in front of the TV and I would take out shredded pork with caramelized shredded pork. In Chinese, we call it, what is it? I don't know, I forgot what I call it. Oh my god, I forgot what I call it. But it's basically like shredded pork shred that's caramelized. There's a lot of sugar in it. And then on top of that, I would also have a blueberry bagel from Costco. And tip right here, that one blueberry bagel, although it tastes so good because it has a lot of gluten and it's so chewy, and oh my gosh, if you ever eat it, microwave it because it gets so chewy and it's so great. But that's equivalent to 4 slices of bread, okay? Bagels are typically 2 slices of bread, but because Costco is big, you would think it's 3, but no, it's actually 4 because it's Costco. But I would sit in front of the TV and I would eat that, and I wasn't even, I don't know, like at some point I wasn't even hungry, but I just liked chewing. I just liked the act of chewing that, just like the taste of it, and I just kept eating it. So I was sugar addicted all the single time. I would get hungry within the next like 2 to 3 hours after I had maybe like a snack, and that was kind of annoying. But again, I was a kid and I was like, okay, whatever, it's food time. I like it, I'm not complaining. So yeah, so I know what it's like being there. I know what it's like having the sugar cravings, and it's weaning off of all the sugar and all the carbs has actually helped me a lot with my energy and a lot with my anxiety, which is a huge thing that I still deal with today. And if you're also dealing with depression, that's helped me personally with my depression. If you're struggling with depression or anxiety or any sort of mood disorder, actually if you're not struggling with any mental health disorder at all, I highly suggest that you do add in more of those healthy fats, more of those proteins to help stabilize your mood, to help stabilize your energy, and just, I don't know, try it out, see what it's like, right? At some point I was thinking about trying veganism until I discovered the keto paleo diet, and I tried it, and I found it to be working for me. In the past, I've tried a few days being completely vegetarian, and I ate a lot of soy products. So do whatever works for you. I highly suggest that you wean off of sugar. These are my top tips for getting, you know, on top of things, getting in control of your body again, in control of your mind, in control of your mood again. Not that you can control it 100% of the time, but just feeling a little bit more sane and getting a little bit more healthy. And as a byproduct, I would like to say you could definitely lose a few pounds if you do it that way. I hope these tips have helped you.